Hey guys, TC here. Thank you for watching VC, and I hope you'll like this. Finally got a couple of my orders in that I ordered well before Christmas. Um, I didn't mind waiting because I knew they were coming. Saw they were seen. Still haven't got the record crate shipment. Still haven't heard from Bambox. But I got a few other things, and both the Discogs orders I ordered have come in. First off, there's a couple. I was actually ordering for somebody else when I ordered from Satellite Records in Kalamazoo, Michigan, but I found a couple of things that interested me too that I've been wanting, so I grabbed them while I was there. First up, there was this album from Canadian artist Zappa Costa. Alfie Zappa Costa has been a star in Canada for probably close to 30 years now. He does music and stage work. This album is from, I believe this is by the way, a sealed copy. This album is from, I believe, 1985. Let me just real quick check here. Oh, I don't have a date on it. Okay, but it has a great song on it that I love called "We Should Be Lovers." I actually have this on an old cassette. I first became a fan of his when he guest starred on the Canadian television series Danger Bay, which aired on the Disney Channel in the 1980s. I've been a big fan of his ever since, so I'm trying to look around, see if I can find his albums now. I have a few on tape. I have the Innocence Ballet on CD, which is just a marvelous album, and now I'm happy to add this to my vinyls. Also, I picked up a 12-inch, which I didn't even know existed. It's a 12-inch version. Let me see here real quick. It's the head mix, and this looks like the original single mix of Sam Harris and I Do It All Again from his second album, Sam I Am. Great song, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't know there was a 12-inch of that. I'm going to grab that while I'm over here shopping. So thank you, Satellite Records in Kalamazoo, for those. Now, the big haul comes from Philadelphia Music in Philadelphia. I ordered again. I went in looking for something for someone else and decided to stay because they had some great prices on some old albums, some promo albums, some stuff I've actually been wanting for quite a while, stuff that was on my want list, and a few things that weren't. So here we go. I'm going to have, I think there's 13 of them here because I ordered 14 and I pulled the one that I'm going to send to somebody else. I don't want them to know what they're getting. What fun is that if they know what VCLT they're getting? Sorry, my ponytail's sticking out back there. This is the debut solo album from Pete Carr. We lost Pete last year. He was a popular session guitarist for the Muscle Shoals, Alabama studios. He became popular in the late 70s, teaming up with Lenny LeBlanc as LeBlanc and Carr. They had a top 20 hit called Falling in 1978 or 79. I forget which. Great stuff I wrote about him when he passed away last year. Okay, anybody want to guess who these people are? Because the two of them would go on to be bigger and better things. I'm not sure about the third one. This is Cotton, Lloyd, and Christian. Daryl Cotton is on this side here. Of course, I'm not sure. I believe he probably is still around, but I'm not familiar with him. This is Michael Lloyd, who would later become famous as a producer, mostly for Sean Cassidy stuff. And this is Chris Christian, who went on to become a major contemporary Christian singer, as well as having a couple of secular albums that are absolutely dynamite. Couldn't wait to hear this when I saw it. I'm like, I'm going to grab that while I can. I don't know what Daryl Cotton is up to. I imagine he's still writing songs, if he's still out there. But Michael and Christian are still very much involved in the business. Tanya Tucker's greatest hits. This is from her early MCA days. So this would be 1975 to 1980. This includes her hit Lizzie and the Rain Man that I love, which is my favorite song by Tanya. Plus it also has Here's Some Love, San Antonio Stroll, which was another big hit for her, and quite a few other great big country hits from the mid-70s, sorry. I have her earlier greatest hits album, which covers her Columbia years from 1972 to 74. She's awesome. I've kind of gone on a Carole King kick lately. I got a couple from Steve from Value Vinyl in in his doubles giveaway, and I've purchased a couple since then. So I'm kind of obsessed with getting her 70s stuff lately. This is Wraparound Joy from 1974, I believe. Includes her top 20 hit Jazzman, which is one of my favorite Carole King songs. Has a great original sleeve. By the way, these are all in excellent shape. Great original sleeve on Ode Records, of course. Does it have any other singles on it? Nightingale is also on here, which is also a hit for her. I'm going to save that one for a minute. This used to be Vandy Dolinsky's copy of Nights Are Forever Without You. Nights Are Forever by England Dan and John Ford Coley. Of course, this has their hits, the title track, and I'd Really Love to See You Tonight. As Adam said when he showed it on Record Crate a few months ago, on Coffee and Vinyl a few months ago, you wish you had hair this good. Steve, is there a way to get rid of just that? I don't think a magic eraser is going to work on that. I really don't. Let me know, okay? Because I'd like to get rid of that stuff when it shows up. They're great. I have a couple of their other albums, and this is one I didn't have, and I'm happy to have it. When I was 18, my mother and I moved from Washington State, where I went to school, back to Ohio, where she was from. I had quite a large collection at the time, and I ended up losing about a third of my album collection because they didn't get shipped properly, and the person we left them with out in Washington decided, no, I'm not going to send them. So my albums ended up her kid's collection, which is cool. If he's still in there, took good care of them. I hope they did. This was one of them I lost, and I was happy to find it, again, because I always loved it when I was a kid. The Saturday Night Live comedy album has some of the best bits on it. Shimmer is on here. Bedtime Story, Dueling Brandos. I believe there's Emily Latella. The only thing that's missing really from this is like a Rosanna Dana thing, which because I'm a Gilda Radner fanatic. Saturday Night Live, the original cast album on Arista. This is actually an early pressing because it's on the early blue Arista label. Mine was on the black label with the blue logo instead of the other way around, the original one. Move these down here. Next up, Orleans and Forever. This is was their 1979 album on Infinity. Features their hit single Love Takes Time. Been buying a lot of Orleans lately. I love them anyway. I always have. So this is a great find for me. David Pomerantz. Do you guys know the name David Pomerantz? If you don't, you should. I discovered his singing when he performed 2 of the tracks on the Zapped soundtrack, the old, really terrible Scott Baio, Willie Ames movie. I've been a big fan ever since. I think this is the second album I have by him. I have one other one, I'm pretty sure. This album is it's in Every One of Us, and he has written a lot of songs for other artists. And this album has the original version of Trying to Get the Feeling Again from 1975. At this period of time, Arista was signing all these singer-songwriters and releasing an album by them. I have stuff by a few other ones that didn't go anywhere, like Gino Cuneo and the Movies. Again, the early Arista label. His version of Trying to Get the Feeling Again was recorded as he wrote it by the Carpenters, wasn't released until Interpretations came out, I believe in 2002. Barry Manilow asked for a rewrite on it when he did it. But he's a great songwriter and great singer, and I cannot wait to hear this whole thing. Same with this. I loved this guy's single when it was out in late 79, early 80, and I saw the album. I've seen the album for years, and I thought, it's $1.99. It's in VG+. I'm going to buy it, and I did. Ian Gaume with the Wind, features his hit single, Hold On. I love his voice. I love his guitar playing. I have not heard anything else on this album except that first single, so I'm quite anxious to hear it. Okay. Another Grail. I have a couple. I have 2 or 3 Grails here, which I'm really happy with. This came sealed. I did not realize. This goes along with those historical things that I love. I have radio transcriptions. I have historical albums like the one I showed on my vinyl tag, the coverage of the earthquake in Los Angeles in 1971. This is a CBS News production with Charles Kuralt narrating the incredible year. This is sealed. It is 1968 in news clips and reports. It has Martin Luther King's assassination coverage, coverage of the Bobby Kennedy assassination, plus other stuff going on in the world. I have to admit, I'm going to open it. I can't wait to hear this. This is going to be something else. And finally, this is the final Capitol album, released by Helen Reddy. Came from 1980. Take What You Find. This is the last of the Capitol Years Helen albums I have to get. I'm now going to start working on the MCA albums from the 1980s. There's 3 of them. And I can't wait to hear that. I've loved Helen's voice, and I feel very privileged now that she's no longer with us to have a great, huge collection of her music. I always thought she was a superior singer and one that deserved the stardom she got. Okay, let's move on to these ones I've been setting aside. One of these is probably not heard of by anybody out there except maybe Sean, North Carolina Sean, who's always on Coffee and Vinyl and Cocktails and Vinyl, and maybe Mazzy, because I've been looking for I had this and I ended up taking it back to the record store when it came out because it was off-center. It didn't play well at all. This one looks like it will. It does not look off-center, and I'm quite looking forward to finally hearing this. Ron McCroby plays Puckalo. Ron, if you don't know him, was a frequent guest on the Johnny Carson Tonight Show in the late 80s, mid to late 80s. He plays Puckalo. He calls it Puckalo. He's a jazz whistler, and he is an amazing talent, and I've always loved his stuff, and I can't wait to hear this. So if somebody else has heard of this, I would love to know if you've heard of it, because I love this guy. And it's got 8 classic songs on here, and hopefully it's as good as I've always thought it would be. Ron McCroby plays Puckalo. And now 2 related albums. I mentioned, I had to get a drink. I'm sorry, my voice is going. I mentioned on one of my recent unboxings that I'd come across the fact that Bill and Taffy Danoff, who had performed with John Denver on Country Roads Take Me Home as Fat City, and had written several hits for John, and would later become the one half of the nucleus of Starland Vocal Band, had recorded a couple of albums as a duo. I found it just by accident. I didn't even know they were out there, and I am like the world's largest Starland Vocal Band fan. I don't think anybody else is as big a fan of that group as I am. I have always adored them. I found one from another dealer a few weeks ago, and I went looking, and I found it. This is one of the reasons I came to Philadelphia Music. This is Bill and Taffy's other album. The other one I did not have. They only did 2 as a duo. Pass It On, from 1974, I believe. Let me see. 1973. This is I mean, I can't wait because I've always loved them, and this was just shortly after they got married. It has the original lyric sleeve. It's on RCA Dynaflex. I'm not going to take it out. Promo copy. It's not white label, unfortunately. But I've loved them since I was a kid. 76 is when Afternoon Delight came out, and so I have loved their sound and their vocals since then, and it's a real treat for me to have found these both, this one and the one I showed on an earlier one. Now I'm going to start working on the Fat City collection, and then I should be done, because I already have all of Starland Vocal Band's albums, or at least I thought I did until I got in the VC. I was going through VC, putting my albums into the Discogs, and found that I was missing an album by Starland Vocal Band. I have their first 4 albums from 76, Starland Vocal Band 77, 78, Rearview Mirror, Late Night Radio from 78, 79, and 4x4 from 1980. And I was like, wait a minute, what do you mean they have a Christmas album? I was unaware that there was a Christmas album by Starland Vocal Band. And immediately, I started looking for it because I love these guys. Like I said, have all the other albums. Anybody have a line on getting their variety show on DVD? Let me know, because I mean I know they're on YouTube, but just to have them. So I went online. I looked it up, and I found the Christmas album. Everywhere I looked, it was $25 plus to get it. It was very rare. It was released after they left Windsong Records. They released it on their own. And I don't want to pay that kind of money for an album. But I persevered, and Philadelphia Music managed to have a copy for $3. Starland Vocal Band, Christmas at Home. It is in almost mint shape on their own Starland Vocal Band label. It has original. Oh, that's good. It got stuck. Has the original. Oh no, it had a lyric sleeve, but it doesn't. And I hate people that put sleeves in that way. But mint condition, $3. This completes my Starland Vocal Band collection. I am so happy to have this. I cannot wait to play it. I don't care if it's May, when it is, when my turntable gets here. If it's like late January, early February, I'm still playing this Christmas album, because I adore them. I love the back cover pictures because you get to see some of the other people in addition to Bill and Taffy. This over here is the other two members, Jonathan Carroll and Margot. Oh my gosh, Margot. Here she's Margot Kunkel. She was married to I think Russ Kunkel at the time, but she had a different name on the earlier albums. And this was after she and John split up as a couple. They were a couple. Now, does anybody know if the John Carroll Band actually released any records? Because I know John was quite a hit in the 80s and early 90s with his own band in the Washington, D.C. area where he lived. If he has and you're aware of it, let me know, because I'm going to find those. I love John Carroll's voice. He has the most beautiful tenor, one of the most beautiful tenors on the planet, and I'm so ecstatic to have this album. Thank you, Philadelphia Music. So that's it. That's my whole thing. It's run way too long. Except for the two that I bought for somebody else. Same somebody else, too. I'm happy to have all these. Like I said, I have some real grails here. The Bill and Taffy, the Starland Vocal Band, the Ron Ricroby. I love doing this stuff, and I cannot wait till my turntable gets here. Hope you like what I've got to offer. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. Click the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking that notification bell. By all means, let everybody know I'm here. Always trying to get more subscribers. I'm up over 100 now. I'd like to get slowly to 200 in the next few months. And thank you for indulging me in my emotional stuff with this, because I've been looking for this forever. Well, I haven't been looking for it forever, but I didn't know. Once I found out it was there, I already talked about it. I don't need to talk about it again. I'm TC. I'll see you later. Bye.